Yeah, thank you for joining again. We are continuing with the restricted earth fault protection. So already have discussed that when the neutral is grounded, it is possible to protect the complete alternator transformer winding against phase to ground fault. But while the resistance earthing is taken, it is not possible to protect the complete winding from earth fault, and the percentage of the winding protected depends upon value of earthing resistor. So depends upon the earthing resistor value, how much amount of the winding protected, how much is unprotected will be. So it ranges from 15 to 20%. It all depends upon the resistance value here. The following aspects should be kept in mind are the current rating of the resistor, resistance value, relay setting, etc. should be selected carefully. Setting should be such that the protection does not provide for faults to HV side. Let us see this, whatever the discussion we continued. Restricted earth fault means for earth faults, there is a restriction of the winding protected. That means not 100%. When neutral is solidly grounded, possible to protect the complete alternator winding against ground faults. But when the neutral is earthed through resistance, to limit the earth fault currents, because resistance is mainly to limit the earth fault currents. With resistance in the neutral, not possible to protect 100% winding from the earth fault. What is the percentage of the winding protected? It depends upon value of the resistor in the neutral earthing, relay setting. So these two are important aspects. Let us see the current rating of the resistor, resistance value, relay setting, etc. should be selected carefully. That's what we have discussed in the previous slide, these 2 points. Earth faults are not likely to occur near neutral point due to less voltage with respect to earth. That's what I have shown in the previous slide, VAF. So as I said repeatedly, 80 to 85% of the winding is protected against earth faults. 20 to 15% is left unprotected. A separate earth fault protection should be provided to take care of complete winding against earth fault. Let us see this. This is an important picture to do the problems also. Here you see there is a fault in one of the windings. In this, this is the V phase voltage, and this is the percentage of the winding unprotected. You can get problems on this percentage of the winding unprotected. So the percentage of the winding unprotected against ground faults can be obtained as R into I naught by V into 100, where V is the phase voltage. That means this phase voltage, that means neutral to phase to neutral, and I naught is the fault current here, where R is the resistance connected in neutral to ground. This resistance is used to limit the earth fault current. R is small, it is called solid grounding. That means R is almost 0. It's a solid grounding. Fault, then in such case, fault current increases, which is not used for large machines. It is used for the only machines up to 3.3 kV. So you can see another way of representing this. P percentage of the winding unprotected. The remaining winding protected is 100 minus P percentage of the winding is the 100 minus P is the winding to be protected. So this is the Rn is the neutral resistance. We will see problems, 2 problems on this percentage of the winding unprotected that you will get in the exams also. Before that, let us see how to get 100% protection, because we are getting only 80 to 85% of the winding is protected. Remaining 15 to 20%, how to protect is the scheme. 100% stator earth fault protection by signals through neutral. So what are we doing here is a signal source of 12.5 hertz. That means a low frequency signal. It is 1/4 of 50 hertz. Is it now? So that is injected through coupling transformer from, that means through the resistance from ground to neutral. So injects coded signal, 12.5 hertz signal current continuously in stator winding. So that means already percentage differential protection is there that provides 80 to 85% protection. Remaining 15 to 20%, how it will be protected using this scheme. So this measurement, it measures increase in monitoring current. In case of earth fault, stray capacitance is bypassed. You know what is the stray capacitance? Stray capacitance means line to ground capacitance, whatever is there. For the low frequency signals, what happens? 1 by 2 pi of C. It is just when the F is very low, frequency is low, this capacitance is bypassed. During normal conditions, that means when there is no fault, signal fed into stator winding flows only into stray capacitance of the generator and directly connected to the system. That means during LG faults, this signal goes to the winding where the capacitance is bypassed, and that will be monitored continuously. That means whenever a fault occurs in that 15 to 20%, it will be detected. So this protection covers 5 to 20% of the remaining stator winding, that means unprotected winding from neutral to end. So 80% is covered by differential protection. Remaining percentage is covered by this type of scheme. So let us see a problem on this. 11 kV 100 MVA alternator is grounded through resistance 5 ohms. That means RN value is given. CT ratio is 1000 by 5. Relay is set to operate when there is out of balance current of 1 ampere. That means what is 1 ampere means? Out of balance current means secondary current. Okay. What percentage of the generator winding will be protected by the percentage differential scheme? So for that case, the first step is we should calculate, already have seen this formula, P percentage of the winding unprotected. That means percentage of the winding protected, unprotected is R into I naught by V into 100. That is P. So from this case, from this one, we can calculate I naught. What is I naught? What is I naught is equal to P into V divided by Rm. Can you observe this? P is equal to R into I naught by V. P into V divided by R is equal to I naught. So that is the fault current. So the fault current is equal to P into 11 into 10 cube, 11 kV divided by root 3, because we have to take phase voltage. Because 11 kV is the line voltage. Phase voltage by R divided by 100. It is a fault current. So what is the primary earth fault current at which the relay operates? Because 1 ampere is the secondary current, 1 into CT ratio is nothing but, because 1 is a secondary current, that means CT secondary current. 1 into CT ratio is primary current, 200 amperes. So now if this fault current, if it is greater than 200 amperes, that means if it is more than the fault current, relay will operate. So that's why for the operation of the relay, the fault current must be greater than the relay pickup current. So that's why this is the fault current from the formula. It should be greater than this primary current. Then what is P is? It should be greater than 15.75. That means what is P? Percentage of the winding unprotected. Therefore, 15.75% is the winding unprotected from the neutral. Therefore, what is the percentage of winding protected? 100 minus P. That means 84.25% of the winding protected by this scheme. Understand? Let us see another problem. 11 kV 100 MVA alternator is provided with the differential protection scheme. Here they have given percentage of winding to be protected against phase to ground faults is 85%. The relay is set to operate when there is 20% out of balance current. That means they have not given directly what is the primary fault current. So 20% out of balance current they mentioned. So determine the value of the resistance to be placed. What is the Rn value in the neutral to ground connection? For this case, we can observe here primary earth fault current at which relay operates is nothing but 100 MVA That means 100 MVA into 100 into 10 cube by root 3 into 11. What is this? The current, generated current. In the 20%, we have to take. So because they said 20% out of balance current. Total current, in the total current, there is 20% we have to take. That means 1049.759 amperes is the primary earth fault current. That means if the current is more than this value, the relay will operate. Suppose that the percentage of the winding which remains unprotected. Unprotected, how much? 100 minus, because they said 85% is protected. Therefore, P is equal to 100 minus 85, 15%. Already we know the formula. What is that? The fault current is equal to P by 100 into V by Rn from the previous formula. So P by 100 into V by Rn. So here Rn is unknown. What is P? 15%. What is V? 11 kV, 11 by root 3 into Rn is equal to, what is the fault current? We have already calculated. 20% out of balance current is given. We have calculated from this 1049.759. From this you can calculate Rn value is 0.91 ohms. That means using this simple formula, you can calculate what is the percentage of winding unprotected, or what is the value of the R to be included in the neutral to ground, etc. Okay, so these are the simple problems to solve. Just using this simple formula, we can get any value we want. We need to calculate what is the I0 value, what is the R value, and what is the P value. Sometimes they may ask what is the percentage of winding protected. So this is all about differential protection. That means stator faults with differential protection and restricted fault protection. Let us see one more topic here, stator interturn faults, because these also comes under stator faults. Already have seen phase to ground faults, phase to phase faults. In the phase to phase faults, you have seen the restricted earth faults, and now the stator interturn faults. Interturn faults means turn to turn fault occurs between the turns. Let us see few salient points on this. Short circuits between the turns of the one coil may occur, because one coil may have number of turns. Between the turns, there may be a short circuit. If the stator windings are made up of multi-turn coils, there are multi-turn coils there will be faults between the turns. Such faults may develop owing to incoming current surges with a steep wave front, which may cause high voltage across the turns at the entrance of the stator winding. So that means previously I have seen total winding fault. Now between the turns, the fault occurs. How to protect? However, if the stator winding is made up of single turn coil, the single turn coil means it doesn't result any interturn fault. That means with only one coil per slot, and in one slot, if there is one coil, it is impossible to have interturn faults. If there is two coils per slot, that means two coils per slot means, what is that? In one slot, there are two coils, double A. The insulation between the coils is of such dimensions that an interturn fault is not likely to occur, because they have separate provision for that. During interturn fault, in the phase winding, the currents flowing through the two parallel paths will be different, and the proportional current will flow through the relay. We'll discuss about this very clearly. To protect generator against interturn faults, we have different schemes: transverse percentage differential scheme and split phase protection scheme, as well as zero sequence voltage protection and this wattmetric relay. We'll discuss about these four. First, see here, longitudinal percentage differential protection is not employed. Previously, I have seen LG faults, LL faults. The longitudinal normal differential protection is not used for interturn faults. This type of protection is used for generators having parallel windings, separately brought terminals. The coils of modern large steam turbine driven generators usually have one turn per phase per slot, and that means turbo generators, steam turbines. Hence, they do not need inter-turn fault protection. But which type of generators needs inter-turn fault protection? Hydro generators. Hydro generators having parallel windings in each phase. Every phase will have parallel windings. Why we need to have parallel windings? To have more current. To have more current, we need parallel windings. So that protection is required, which that provides backup protection and detects interturn faults. This scheme is also called as split phase protection. You can see here the generator windings, three phases A, B, C. Here there are two parallel connections. Here between the turns, the CTs are connected. These two CTs, and that means every phase CT is connected to the bias coil as well as the operating coil. Whenever there is a problem in the turns, this operating coil, current will be more and the relay will operate. This is a transverse percentage differential protection. It is not longitudinal, it is transverse. So next scheme is split phase protection. Split phase means here you can see phase A, you can have split it into two parts, phase B, phase C. Here you can see the relay coil. There is a CT here, and here neutral to ground connection through resistance. So it is a faster and more sensitive split phase protection is shown in the figure. A single CT having double primary is used. Single CT with double primary. No bias is necessary because a common CT is employed, so that errors due to CT difference do not occur. Because normally CT ratio errors, CT errors will be there. Such problem won't occur. Here, whenever there is a problem between the turns, then the relay will operate. The circuit breaker will trips and the generator is protected. So another scheme is zero sequence voltage. Here, one important point you have to mind is whenever there is an internal fault, what is the indication? Normally, when there is a phase fault, there is an indication that the current is increased in such a particular phase. For internal faults, that means interturn faults, there are some indications. Based on that, we can design a protection scheme. You see, the zero sequence voltage does not exist during normal operating conditions. Whenever there is an interturn fault, there is a zero sequence voltage. That zero sequence voltage will be taken as a sensing parameter to protect the generator against interturn faults. If one or more turns of the phase are short circuited, if the turns are short circuited, generator EMF contains zero sequence component. So zero sequence voltage will be existing. So that zero sequence voltage we have to extract, and that should be given to the operating coil for the relay to operate. A voltage transformer is employed. Here you can see a voltage transformer is employed to extract the zero sequence component. So you can see here there is a generator voltage, neutral to ground connection. When there is a turn to turn fault, from this zero sequence voltage will be extracted through VT. Here you can see the secondary winding of the VT is open delta connection. This is to provide the zero sequence component of the voltage to protective relay. Here you can see the operating coil, the bias coil, it is a filter circuit, and here you can see the rectifier bridge. Why the rectifier bridges are required here? Because whatever the signal we are taking is the AC. To give that signal to the operating coil or bias coil, it should be converted. So here what is the mechanism is there? After zero sequence voltage is given to this side, the secondary winding of the voltage transformer open delta, as I said, and it is used to provide the zero sequence component of voltage to protective relay. A filter is provided to extract third harmonic. To extract the third harmonic, a filter is provided, third harmonic component from the VT output, and apply it as a relay bias. That means the third harmonic is extracted whenever the zero sequence component is there. The third harmonic is extracted, that is used for the relay operation. Zero sequence voltage is also produced in the case of external hearth fault. Sometimes zero sequence voltage not only for the turn to turn fault, but also when there is external earth fault, zero sequence voltage will be there. Then the relay should not operate. Then what is the condition? But most of the zero sequence voltage will appear across the earthing resistor. Earthing resistor, it will appear. Only very small amount will appear across the winding. That is 1 to 2% of the winding across the generator. That's why for external earth fault, this relay will not operate. So therefore, zero sequence voltage is measured across the generator windings at the line terminals rather than zero sequence voltage to earth to activate the relay on the occurrence of the internal faults. That means this scheme is majorly employed to identify the zero sequence voltage whenever there is a turn to turn fault. And the last scheme, this interturn fault, is wattmetric relay. Here you can observe there is a generator winding. There is a 3 winding transformer: primary, high voltage winding, tertiary winding, and secondary winding. Here you can observe this tertiary winding is mainly, here the voltage across this, the tertiary winding, is residual voltage. Residual voltage means, here you can observe, during normal condition residual voltage is 0. What is residual voltage? Sum of the all phase voltages, the residual voltage, which is 0 under normal condition. Whenever there is a turn to turn fault, there will be a residual voltage. So this scheme is based upon the residual voltage identification. When there is a residual voltage, that voltage will be given here. That means that residual voltage will circulate the current in the current coil of the wattmetric relay. This is the wattmetric relay. Wattmetric relay contains current coils as well as pressure coils. Here there are 3 current coils and 3 pressure coils here. So for the relay to operate, because this is secondary of the 3 winding transformer, feeds PC of the wattmetric relay. Whenever there is a residual voltage, there will be a current in the CD, then wattmetric relay will operate. Therefore, it trips the circuit breaker. So this balance is disturbed. That means this 3-phase voltage balance is disturbed during interturn fault on any of a single windings. The V residual is fed into the relay. Therefore, there are 4 schemes that we have discussed. One is transverse percentage differential protection. Another one is split phase protection. Third one is zero sequence voltage protection. And fourth one is wattmetric relay protection. So these are the interturn fault protection. I mean stator faults. These are all comes under stator faults. So may I proceed? So because we have another thing, protection against overheating. And this overheating is due to unbalanced loading and the loss of excitation protection. These are left. Will we continue after lunch? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
the time is 1. Can you join me around 1:45 like that? We'll finish this topic.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.